Hannibal Barca was a man driven by a single, burning purpose. His father, Hannibal Barca, had made him swear an oath as a young boy. It was a sacred promise. He swore eternal hatred for the Roman Republic. This vow was not born from simple spite. It was forged in the bitter defeat of the First Punic War. Carthage, his home, had been humbled by Rome. Hannibal was determined to restore its honor and break its rival. He believed Rome's power was a threat to the world, a growing empire that had to be stopped before it consumed everything in its path. To challenge Rome, Hannibal conceived a plan of breathtaking audacity. He would not wait for the Romans to bring the fight to him. He gathered his army in Spain, a formidable force of hardened soldiers, powerful cavalry from Numidia, and his legendary war elephants. He then began a march that would become one of history's most epic journeys. He led his men over the Pyrenees and across the Rhone River. But the greatest obstacle lay ahead, the towering, frozen peaks of the Alps. It was a barrier nature had built to protect Italy. The crossing of the Alps was a nightmare of ice and stone. Blizzards raged, and the narrow mountain passes were treacherous. Men and animals slipped from icy cliffs, plunging to their deaths in the ravines below. Local tribes launched surprise attacks, rolling boulders down onto the struggling column of soldiers. When they finally descended into the plains of northern Italy, his army was a shadow of its former self, but it was now a core of battle-hardened survivors, loyal only to him. Hannibal's arrival in Italy sent a shockwave through the Roman Republic. They had never imagined an enemy could cross the Alps. The Roman Senate, reeling from Hannibal's initial victories, appointed a new consul to stop him. His name was Gaius Flaminius. He was an arrogant and impatient commander, eager for a decisive battle to win glory for himself. Flaminius gathered his legions and pursued Hannibal southward, determined to force a confrontation. He believed Roman discipline and strength would easily crush the Carthaginian upstart. This overconfidence was exactly what Hannibal was counting on. The wily general deliberately led Flaminius on a chase, drawing him further away from Rome. Hannibal found the perfect location at Lake Trasimene, in the heart of Etruria. The setting was deceptively beautiful, but for a military mind it was a natural death trap. A narrow road snaked along the northern shore of the vast lake. With his trap selected, Hannibal began to set his stage. Under the cover of darkness, he positioned his forces. His light infantry and Gallic allies were hidden in the dense woods along the crest of the hills. As dawn broke on that fateful day, a thick, heavy mist rolled in from the lake. It was a stroke of incredible luck for Hannibal, a natural cloak for his hidden army. At first light, the Roman legions under Gaius Flaminius began their march. They were tired, hungry, and entirely unaware of the danger. The long column of over 25,000 Roman soldiers entered the narrow defile along the lake's edge. They had no idea they were marching into their own grave. As the last Roman soldier entered the passage, Hannibal gave the signal. A trumpet blast cut through the morning mist. From the valley at the rear, Hannibal's cavalry charged, and thousands of Gallic warriors let out a terrifying war cry, pouring down from the hillsides. The Romans were caught in a perfect trap, attacked from the front, the rear, and the side all at once. The surprise was absolute and devastating. Chaos erupted. The battle lasted for 3 brutal hours. Many tried to escape by plunging into the lake, but weighed down by their heavy armor, they drowned in the cold water. Consul Flaminius himself was cut down by a Gallic warrior. By the time the fighting subsided, the narrow plain was a scene of unimaginable carnage. The waters of Lake Trasimene were said to have run red with blood. Around 15,000 Roman soldiers were killed, and another 10,000 were captured. News of the disaster sent a wave of panic through Rome. The road to Rome now lay open and seemingly defenseless. In response to this unprecedented crisis, the Roman Senate appointed a dictator. His name was Quintus Fabius Maximus. He adopted a new strategy of delay, earning him the nickname the Cunctator, or the Delayer. He would shadow Hannibal's army, cutting off his supplies, but refusing to be drawn into another major battle. Hannibal's victory at Trasimene solidified his legend as one of history's greatest military commanders. The ambush was a masterpiece of planning, patience, and deception. The battle is still studied today in military academies around the world as the perfect example of a large-scale ambush. It demonstrated that superior tactics and brilliant leadership could overcome superior numbers and resources. The Battle of Lake Trasimene remains a stark lesson about the devastating consequences of arrogance and the incredible power of a well-laid trap.